My name is Aliza. I am 19 years old. The night I got married was the most beautiful and confusing night of my life. My heart was full of dreams, but also full of fear. I had imagined this night many times, yet when it finally came, I felt completely unprepared. The house was quiet. Just a few hours earlier, it was filled with lights, laughter, music, and happy voices. Everyone had smiled at me. Everyone had said I looked beautiful. Everyone had given advice about love and marriage. Now all of that noise was gone. I was alone in a new room, a new house, a new life. I sat on the edge of the bed, holding my hands together tightly. My fingers were cold even though the room was warm. I could hear my own heartbeat. It felt loud in the silence. This was my first night as a wife. I was wearing a soft dress, chosen carefully by my family. The fabric felt heavy on my shoulders. I felt heavy too. Not with sadness, but with the weight of change. I was no longer a daughter living in her parents' home. I was now someone's wife. The door opened slowly. My husband Rayan stepped inside. I had seen him many times before, during family meetings, during the wedding, during short conversations. But seeing him now felt different. There were no people between us. No noise, no smiles for others. Just him and me. He closed the door quietly and stood near it for a moment, as if he wasn't sure what to do next. He looked nervous. That surprised me. I thought only I was feeling scared. He smiled softly and said, "Assalamu alaikum, Aliza." His voice was gentle, calm, warm. "Wa alaikum assalam," I replied quietly, without looking at him. He walked a little closer but stopped at a respectful distance. He didn't rush. He didn't stare. He just stood there, breathing slowly. For a few seconds, neither of us spoke. I was afraid that silence would make things uncomfortable, but instead, it felt peaceful. Rayan sat on a chair near the window. He looked outside for a moment, then back at me. "You must be tired," he said. "Today was a long day." I nodded. "You can sit comfortably," he added. "There's no hurry for anything." Those words relaxed my heart a little. I adjusted my scarf and sat properly on the bed. My hands were still shaking slightly. I hoped he wouldn't notice. Rayan noticed everything. He smiled and said, "You don't have to be nervous." "I'm nervous too." I looked up at him for the first time. "Really?" I asked softly. He nodded. "Yes, this is new for both of us." That simple honesty touched me deeply. He stood up and walked to the small table. He poured 2 glasses of water and brought one to me carefully, as if I might break. "Here," he said. "Drink slowly." Our fingers touched for a second. My heart skipped a beat. I took the glass and whispered, "Thank you." He smiled again, a smile that wasn't proud or confident, but kind and sincere. We sat quietly for a while, sipping water, breathing in the calm of the room. I noticed small things about him. The way he sat straight, the way he kept his voice low, the way he looked at me without making me uncomfortable. Then he said something I didn't expect. "Aliza," he said gently, "I want you to know something." I looked at him, my heart racing again. "This night doesn't have to be perfect," he continued. "It just has to be honest." Those words felt like a soft blanket around my heart. "I don't want you to feel afraid," he said. "If you are tired, we can talk another day. If you want silence, that's okay too." I swallowed and said quietly, "I was scared." He nodded slowly. "I understand. No one tells us how to feel on the first night," I continued. "Everyone expects happiness, but no one talks about fear." Rayan listened carefully. He didn't interrupt. He didn't laugh. He didn't judge. When I finished, he said, "Thank you for telling me the truth." That moment changed everything. The silence between us no longer felt heavy. It felt safe. Rayan stood up and turned off the bright light, leaving only a soft lamp glowing in the corner. The room became warm and gentle, just like his voice. "I'll sit here," he said, pointing to the chair. "You can rest." I hesitated. "You don't have to stay far," I said softly. He looked surprised, then smiled. "Only if you're comfortable," he replied. I nodded. He moved a little closer and sat on the edge of the bed, leaving space between us. That space felt important. It showed respect. We talked quietly. I told him about my favorite books. He told me about his love for morning walks. I told him I was afraid of thunderstorms. He smiled and said he would stay awake during storms. Each word built a small bridge between our hearts. After some time, my fear slowly faded. In its place, something warm began to grow. Trust. Rayan looked at me and said, "Can I say something honest?" "Yes," I replied. "I was afraid you wouldn't like me," he said with a shy smile. I laughed softly for the first time that night. I was afraid of the same thing. Our laughter filled the room like soft music. That was the moment I realized. Love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes quietly and sits beside you. Later, as the night grew deeper, Rayan stood up. "You should sleep now," he said gently. "You need rest." "What about you?" I asked. "I'll be right here," he replied. "Nothing will change in one night. We have a lifetime." I lay down slowly, my heart calm for the first time that day. The bed felt less strange now. The room felt warmer. Before turning off the lamp, Rayan asked, "Aliza, are you okay now?" "Yes," I said honestly, "I am." He smiled and whispered, "Good night." "Good night," I replied. As I closed my eyes, I realized something important. My first night was not full of excitement or drama. It was full of respect. It was full of unkindness. It was full of impatience. And that made it beautiful. The next morning, sunlight filled the room softly. I woke up with a light heart. For the first time, I didn't feel afraid of the future. I had learned a powerful lesson on my first night. True romance is not about rushing. It is about making someone feel safe enough to stay. And that was the night I understood love. Not through touch, but through care. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. I hope this story touched your heart and made you feel something special. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more beautiful stories like this.